back on the dumper. Now, we've hit our first snag of the project. Now, in the other clips or other video, or however way around I do this, you'd have seen me put the engine back in with a radiator. So, yesterday went to put liquids in it. Engine all good, all fine, up to the dipstick. Slightly over the dipstick, but once she's been turned over, it will fill the oil filter and circulate around the engine, so that should equal itself out. Waiting on 46 hydraulic oil, because I'd only got 15 litres and I need 25. So I went to put the coolant mix in, 50-50 of coolant and water. As fast as I was pouring it out the top, it was coming out the top of the radiator. So I'll show you where it was leaking from. Just there, look. See where the rust patch is? So we've got to have that repaired, because I rang yesterday for a price on a radiator. Meclac don't sell the radiator separately. You have to buy the cooling pack assembly, they call it, which is the oil cooler and all the framework. £830, including VAT. Ouch. It's nearly as much as well, 830 quid is what I paid for the bloody dumper. 850 quid for the engine. It's getting an expensive project, this is. Anyway, so I've managed to find one online for 250 quid. But there's a place in Coventry, which is about 40 minutes away from here, that reckon they can repair that radiator. So I've got to take that to Coventry at some point this week, if I get time. And hopefully they'll repair it. If not, I can get one for 250 quid on eBay. Reconditioned one. So yeah, so what am I up to this morning? I am putting the throttle cable back on after I repaired the snapped nut and bolt for that, and then I'm going to start putting fuel lines in. Still waiting for the main fuel line from Meclac, which was going to take 10 days. We're now what, 5 weeks into it now, waiting for it. So I don't know quite what's going on there. Yeah, start getting some wiring in then. At least I can try it, and at least we can try it and see if it starts. If we're still waiting for the radiator by then. Yeah, so that's where we're up to at the moment. I was hoping to get it done by the end of the month, but that's not look like it's going to happen at the moment. Oh well, these things are sent to try us, aren't they? I thought it was going too well. Now we've got the throttle done, it's time for wiring. So I've roughly got it laid out where it needs to be. So we've got the 2 sockets that go up to the ignition and control cluster panel. We seem to have an extra plug which is not being used. Same again with this one, not being used. I know one of them will be for telematics on the newer machines, but I don't know what the other one would be for, unless one maybe for lights. Don't know. Anyway, where was I? Next thing was these 2 onto the gearbox. That's your forward and reverse. That is a throttle position sensor, but ours hasn't got a throttle position sensor. So yeah, not sure what we're going to do about that. Those are, what have we got here? Can't remember what they're for, but it's all starter motor wires, alternator wires, glow plugs, stop, solenoid, earth, and then these are the wiring then that goes to the back section, which is I haven't unwired yet and still got to sort all that all out, which would be your reversing beeper and your orange, amber light and your green light, stuff like that. And then we've got another plug here which is for the brake solenoid figures down there. So yeah, not too shabby.
I'll be the last one left when the lights go out. I'm down to one last breath, but I can't stop now. We all fall down sometimes, yeah, but that's just life. So cross my heart and hope to die. Baby, I was born to fight the fear when I feel like dying. I'm trying to fly high, but I'm not a pilot, can't deny it. There's some days I feel idiotic, just a product of a system where you're lucky just to make a dollar. That ain't gonna stop me cause my grind's contagious. I'll do what it takes to turn passion to paychecks. And if I go down, I'ma do it on my terms. And every single problem brings a lesson that I learned. The darkest nights, when things seem so broken, it's hard to shine, but I still try. I'll be the last one left when the lights go out. I'm down to one last breath, but I can't stop now. We all fall down sometimes, yeah, but that's just life. So cross my heart and hope to die. Baby, I was born to fight. That's right. Baby, I was born to fight. Yourself down a lonely road. I try to find my way but don't know where to go. It's hard to see your friends, tell them adios. When you known them all for like forever, now you're just a ghost. Ain't no way to sugarcoat it, yeah, I feel alone. Been single for a decade, doing me is getting old. I don't pick up on the phone rings, too busy recording. Industry ignores me, but I keep on going. Cause I know you got my back, I got you too. No matter what the situation, we gon' make it through. I'm a fighter, not a quitter. They can say that I'm a sinner cause they love to hate the winner, but I'm never gonna give up. The last one left when the lights go out. I'm down to one last breath, but I can't stop now. We all fall down sometimes, yeah, but that's just life. So cross my heart and hope to die. Baby, I was born to fight. That's right. Baby, I was born to fight. Born to fight.
Right, as you saw from that bit of time lapse, I faffed around getting the wiring to the best places where I think can remember where it went. We got the stop connected. I've still got to connect the earth, but I've got the battery leads as well in the truck to go in. Glow plug wire is on, stop wire is on. Pulled this through thinking it was something to do with this back end, and then remembered, nope, that's the seat switch, isn't it, which comes up and goes through into the seat. So we'll leave that dangling there till we got the new seat. This is all got to be, I've still got to cut all the old burnt wiring harness off the back of this for that to go in. Then what have I done? Connected the brake solenoid. I've got to do the gearbox next. Then on to this side where we've got starter motor wires and alternator wires. Now these two, the only thing I can think of is they are oil pressure and coolant temperature. Now I'm going to have to look on the parts book or wiring diagram for which is which, because I haven't got a clue at the moment. Both of them have got spade connectors on, but the oil pressure's got a ring connector. So yeah, I don't know, but also they'll need extending because the wires aren't long enough. But yeah, that's all right, that's easy enough to do. The only thing is we've got to keep it away from that exhaust. So I'm going to have to put it in there somehow or route it somewhere. I still need the jacket for the manifold jacket. I think it's a bit of a stupid design, to be fair, routing that wiring harness right underneath the exhaust. But hey, I'm not a designer, so maybe that's how it is done. What else? So I've just seen that bolt there. What was that for? Good job I videoed all this, wasn't it? Oh no, I know what that was for. That was for that P-clip that holds all the spool pipes. Yeah, so we're getting somewhere. And then I've got to cable tie it all up and tidy it up and make sure we've got nothing touching, no hot spots or anything like that, because I do not want a repeat of what happened before I bought it. Right, so I've got them on now. Top and bottom. I couldn't really video it because it was a bit of an awkward spot. But note to self, if we have a problem with forward and reverse, those little yellow tags thingies need to come off because they might not be connecting enough. And if forward is reverse and reverse is forward, we need to swap them plugs around, but we won't know that until we've got the engine going. Just having a quick look, routing things again, and I've made a bit of a mistake. Now, can anybody tell me in the comment section, eagle-eyed viewers, if there is any, if we've got any viewers, what the mistake is? The question is, how do I go about fixing it? We'll have a ponder, shall we? Let me know what the problem is, and I'll think about how we're going to fix it. Now we're all done on the other side. We're on to this side now. So, starter motor wiring, which I've showed you about 20,000 times in this little video. We have the start motor off to wire it because I've got wires to go on that back side. That's all he ever says in this video, right and alternator. That's all he ever says. Yeah, I'm just waffling and being stupid now. Right, after much confusion and this wire being hidden from me like that, so I'm like, we haven't got enough wires, what's going on here? Lift it up. Oh, that's tucked down there. Okay, so we know what's happened now. So I've referred to the wiring diagram. This one is your oil pressure sensor, so that's out of the question for the starter motor. That plugs directly into your starter motor. That's on your positive, and that goes on the back of that wire there, which I didn't cut that, some kind person did, whoever I bought the engine off, because these salvage yards, why do we have to cut all the plugs? Just unplug them. It just winds me up. So yeah, now I've got to make a lead, I've got to make a new wire from there to plug it in to that one, which I haven't got with me, so it's going to have to be tripped back to the workshop. It's always slowing me down, something's always slowing me down. Anyway, I can get on with other stuff. So yeah, that's where we're at. From that bit of time lapse, I just did a whole section of explaining what I've done and all round the back and everything, and looked at my phone and it was on time lapse, so you didn't hear any of it. So we'll start again, shall we? Oil pressure is on. I've got to tighten that up. These three wires are for the starter, as we found out. Now I've found my coolant switch, coolant wires. They were on the alternator wires, so on the old engine, this wire, the temperature sensor was this side, but on this engine the temperature sensor on the other side, so I've got to make a jumper cable from the two. Then I've got to have a jumper cable from there onto this wire, because the salvage yard that I got the engine from cut the wires. Why do we feel the need to cut the wires? Why can we not just unplug them? Anyway, so yeah, back onto this side then. I've cleared all the burnt wiring out and the bodged wiring. This is the new harness. So that goes into your reverse bleeper. Depending on what that sounds like, that might get deleted, because they just wind me up, the hire machines with their reverse beepers. I know you need them on for health and safety, but God, it's annoying. These then are your earth and your live for the orange beacon. And this is the old wiring. So somebody had spliced in for a green beacon all this extra wiring and all that lot, because that was all coiled up through there and round up onto the top. So yeah, that's for a green beacon. I'm not going to bother putting a green beacon on because I don't need it, and if we do need to go on a site with a green beacon on, then I'll chuck it on. But in the 15 years I've been doing this, I've never been needed a green beacon, so it'll be all right for now. Yeah, so that's where we're at. It's been relatively straightforward, not too bad at all. Just having a look at the old harness, I'm just thinking, well, these, I wonder why these have got, what these cables for. Had a look at the old harness. Yeah, they've got, just see if it's got it on it. It's got it on it. And I thought, what the hell's that for? I thought, what's electrical this side that isn't here at the moment? Then it clicked. Diesel tank. It's got a horn on it, hasn't it? They're horn wires. There we go. Now we've worked that mystery out. Right, so I made that jumper lead wire then. I'll show you in a minute. I've just plugged the, I say plug, just push the starter motor back into position. I need a 12mm to get it back on. I've just stood on my wire cutters and now they're all muddy. Manky. I thought I'd do a bit of raw footage just because you've had mostly time lapse in this section. I don't know whether to do the wiring in a separate video. We'll see how much footage we've got. It might be a separate video. I think I've already got 2 videos lined up already. Obviously I'm doing a bit, filming it and then releasing it, so might be a bit mixed up. Right, that's the start motor back on. Now we've worked out what is what and what goes where. That's that. Yep, so I'm just going to put that back on there, and I need the positive lead. Through there. That then comes down into there. Well, that's been put on the wrong way around. Nut off. Get your fingers in. That's your diesel leak off pipe, which goes back to the tank, which we don't need at this precise moment in time. Right, so we'll put the live on for the wiring harness. Oh, who's that? And then, nobody interesting. Got to put the live on for the battery. Find a, I'm going to say 12mm spanner. I'll be back in a second. Talk amongst yourselves. So that is a pain. I hate that toolbox. You always find, you can find a 14, you can find a 13, you can find a 10 and 11, but you can never find the size that you actually need. I brought a 13 just in case, but it is a 12. So I could do with a van really, so I can get a proper toolbox put in it instead of that bloody crappy toolbox where everything's just chucked in and you spend half an hour looking for the spanner that you want. Waste more time looking for tools than you do doing the bloody job. Which winds me up. Right, now I've got to get that rubber boot back over that now. Somehow. Oh, easier said than done. Right, that is that back on. Now, I've got to swap that side. That goes through there like that. I don't even know whether you can see this. You see it? Just about. That goes under there. Through there like that. Not round the wheel motor. It seems like an unusually long battery lead. Right, that obviously went in there like that, because that clamped into there like that, like so. That goes round to there. Right, so starter motor all wired up, alternator all wired up. Got to make a jump lead now from the coolant wires to the coolant temperature sensor. Yeah. We're somewhere near then. I'm still trying to decide what that wire goes. I don't know. Bloody phone. Doesn't stop. Ah, Arden Garages. That means my door handle might be here. Right, where were we? That was Arden Garages. The door handle for the Ford Focus for my uncle's car is in. So that's another job I've got to do. Yeah, where were we? Making jumper cables for temperature sensors and thingies. Anyway, while I'm here, what do you think to that? It's a coffee mug. Now, I made this coffee at 9 o'clock. It is now 1:30 and it's still hot, like still too hot to drink. I have to keep sipping it. Now, my wife makes these cups. She's done me one with a Caterpillar oil filter. So it's got cat obviously with the part numbers and everything. It's really cool. If you want your own, she does customized cups, cold cups, hot cups. You can have these you can have these as cold as well. So I put orange squash in this at the weekend and my cat one. Yeah, so send me a message and we can get you some mugs and cups out to you, whatever you want on it. You can have all sorts. But yeah, nice little advert there for her. Keep her busy. Yeah, there's some good mugs. I've got what have I got? 3 or 4 of those now. I've got the WD-40 cat oil filter, and I've got a Milwaukee one as well. But again, she can make them with whatever you want on it. Yeah, just thought I'd show you that. If anybody's interested, drop a comment below, let us know. We can sort you out with some personalised mugs, or any other YouTube channels that want some merch. We can do that for you as well. Stickers, whatever, clothes, bags, all sorts. She can sort your merch out for you if you're a YouTuber that wants some merch. She does all my stickers and sign writing and everything for me. The amount of times I've fiddled with this. Yeah, where were we? Jumper cables. I keep getting distracted. Yeah. Got the attention span of a dead goldfish. Sometimes. I'll find a bit of wire now that we'll go from there to there. I will be back. The last clip that you saw then was making that little jumper lead, which I've done. I have now bolted the earth lead to the earth point with the wiring harness as well. So that's bolted, that's ready to go to the isolator, and then the isolator comes off the other side of the isolator comes another battery lead which comes up and goes to the negative on the battery. That, oh, and I've put that panel back on. There's a bit of a colour difference. Yeah. Where was I? That is all the wiring done. Apart from your amber light, which I haven't got the connectors with me today to wire that in, so I'll bring them. And I don't know whether this is going to cause us problems or not. That is on the more modern machines. They have a throttle position sensor, I think, by the look of the wiring diagram. And obviously mine hasn't got that. So whether we're going to need to join some wires together, or whether we buy a blanking plug for it that does something, or I'm going to have to speak to SM Plant, see if they know anything about that. But yeah, this cable ties in places now, keeping stuff together. I found the rest of the mounting for that. That's a bit mounted, so we're going to have to get a new one. I think I've got one of these in the workshop, which holds that pipe in place there, which that pipe then goes onto the pump. So yeah, we've got that to do. But again, I can't mount that back up till the diesel tank is on. But now all the work's done over here. No, sorry, I'm just thinking about that. Am I going to be able to do that work? If I put the diesel tank on, am I going to be able to get the rad back on properly when it comes back from being repaired? Might be a rad first, then diesel tank, might be easier. But we'll see. That pipe's ready to go on. That's a return from your injectors. So that's ready to go on when the tank comes. Then I've got pipes. Pardon me. So yeah, again, like I said earlier in the video, waiting for the pipe to come from the tank to the lift pump. And I need the pipe that comes from the lift pump up to the filter, and from the filter to the pump. Now I'd have thought it would have been better to have the filter before the lift pump, but no, they do it the other way around. I don't know. Because surely you don't want the crap going into the lift pump. You'd want it filtered before it goes into the lift pump. Just a thought. Yeah. So I think this wiring video and bits and bobs are going to be a separate video. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and share. Subscribe is the main thing. If you don't want to do anything else, just press that subscribe button, because we've got some interesting projects coming up. Hopefully some bigger bits of kit as well. Thanks for watching.